You're just starting? It says, good morning, class. Today is Friday, September 18th, 2020. Did any of you practice more with Google Classroom? Thank you for sending your spelling tests. Ooh, good. I see your mouths joining me. Either through messages or by uploading them to Google Classroom. Google Classroom is the goal. Love, Miss Granato. So, I have already started looking at your spelling tests, and thanks to your awesome hard work and your honesty, I believe I already have a good gauge and I understand where you guys are and where I can start you in phonics, because I don't want to start you with something you already know. I don't want to waste your time, but I also don't want to start you with something that's too hard, okay? So I am still missing some spelling tests, so listen up real quick. If I call your name, that means I still need a picture of your spelling test, and you need to get a family member or an adult to send it to me, okay? However you want to send it to me. Before lunch, I might show you how to upload it to Google Classroom. If you're on an iPad, you can actually do it by yourself, so I can help you. All right, so I still need Amari's, I still need Sophia's, I need Moises, Yair, Asa, Ashanti. I still need your spelling tests, okay? So hopefully, if you don't want to do it over the weekend, try to get that to me on Friday.
My mom already sent it to you.
Do you know how she sent it to me?
I think it was on email.
On email?
No,
Okay.
on Class Dojo.
Class Dojo? All right, let me double check real quick, because I thought I went through all the Class Dojos. Okay, ask her to send it to me again, okay? Because I don't think it went through. Maybe we just lost connection when she sent it. Okay, thank you. All right. So that's just a reminder, and again, I'll show you how to upload it to Google Classroom later if you would like, and the video is also on Google Classroom for you to see, okay? And if you want to, Josiah knows how to do it, Vivian knows how to do it, Raziel knows how to do it too. All right, so take a look at your schedule. Since it is Friday, we know we end at what time? Yes, good, 11. All right, so we're doing our morning meeting right now. We're going to talk about SEL. We're going to talk about prizes because I owe you dojo prizes. Then we will take attendance. And then I'm going to talk about iReady. iReady is what I talked to some of your parents about last night. iReady is also the really long Class Dojo message on Class Dojo for your parents to see, okay? And then during this iReady preview, this is for you guys, but if you have adults in your house and they want to come watch too, that's fine, okay? And then look, at 9:25, we are going back to our fun Friday Zoom over with Miss Summerhour and the other second grade students and teachers. And then we will have our closing at about 10:30, and I will send you off to lunch. All right. Then you get to enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to send or upload your spelling tests if I called your name this morning. And then tell your parents to read the Class Dojo message that I sent them. Okay. Questions about your day, Sophia? So, next week, you are going to take a test. Oh, please stay muted. Yair, are you focused? All right. Next week, you are going to take a test, and it's kind of a long test. So I'm going to warn you right now, it's a very, very long test, okay? And it's going to feel that way. But I really don't want you to worry. On Monday and Tuesday, you are going to take the reading part. And then Wednesday and Thursday, you're going to take the math part. All right? We have our times on here. We're not going to have specials at that time, okay? And then we're going to take our test at about 9:45, and then you just go off to lunch, all right? Here's the hard part. We're not going to be on Zoom together for this test, okay? You're going to take the test at home, all right? And then you will just come back at 12 o'clock for the rest of your lessons, okay? All right, I'm waiting. I'm checking to see who's focused, okay? All right, so this is independent, so you're going to show what you know, and you cannot get any help. No help, no hints from your adults, your siblings, your pet, anybody. They cannot help you. Okay? Don't unmute, don't unmute. I really want to see what's in your brain, okay? This is a diagnostic test. It's a kind of a funky word to say. A diagnostic test just means it shows me what you can do and what you can't do yet, okay? So there will be easy questions. There will also be hard questions. And you know what? That is okay. I want you to say it with me. If I don't know the answer, good, it is okay. I will still try my best. All right. So here's a quick presentation about it. And so if you notice, these are the characters that will be on the test with you. So what's really cool about this is I think it looks fun. All right. So in second grade, here are the things this is what we're going to cover in this presentation. The things you need to know, what to expect, some introduction videos, I'll give you some tips, and then I'll give you some things that you need to remember. Okay? So this guy says, why are we even taking the iReady diagnostic test? Well, it's important because it helps me. Okay, it helps me as your teacher. All right, it shows me what you already know and you can do, and then it's going to show me what you need to learn. So this is the important part. So if there are some questions that you're getting wrong, it's going to send me a report that says, hey, Miss Granato, this is what Emily needs to learn. Or, hey, Miss Granato, this is what Mariah needs to learn. And then it gives me some ideas of different lessons and things that I can teach you. Okay, and then anything that you already get right over and over and over again, they're going to say, Miss Granato, Xavier already knows this part. Don't waste your time on this. Raziel already knows this. Just review it and move on. Okay? So make the best use of your learning time. Okay? And it tells me what you know. Try your best. Show what you've learned or haven't yet. And that's okay. Remember yet, because you will. All right? So after you've shown me what you can do on the test, it creates lessons for you. So take a look at this. This is what it actually looks like for you after you've taken the diagnostic test. It gives you online lessons. It gives you lessons that I may have picked for you because the test told me, you know what, this is what Amari needs. And then it shows you the lessons you're in and the activities, all of this stuff. And so if you look up here, this has Christopher's name up here. If you notice those awards, those are actually points or scores or medals, I think. All right. And then you can do this for reading and math. So this will be some of your asynchronous work. So when you do a lesson with me and then you go and do asynchronous stuff on your own, your assignments will be here. You'll have reading and math. Okay. It decides the lessons you'll get. And if you try your best, it's going to match it perfectly to what you need to learn. All right. So this is what I told your parents yesterday. That iReady is an adaptive test, all right? So here's a new vocabulary word for you, adaptive. Adaptive means that it changes according to whatever is happening at the moment, okay? Based on your answers. Some questions will be really hard. Some questions will be really easy. And then some questions are going to be just right, okay? So just go through that challenge. It might be frustrating, but you know what? If you ever feel like you're going into that dip, I want you to remind yourself it is okay. And I also told your parents, if you tell them that you're frustrated and it's hard, I told them to say the same thing, that it is okay. Try the hard questions. They may end up giving you easy questions and the questions that are just right for you. Okay? In the past spring, so back in March when all of this happened, you were learning from home. So it's important to do your best on this test so that I know how to help you this year while we're still learning at home, but also on Zoom, okay? It's adaptive, so try your best. Again, you'll get questions you know and some questions you don't know, and that's okay. Show me that it's okay. Yeah, even if you don't know it. All right, now here's the fun part. Well, not fun part. It's kind of the hard part. As you're trying your best, please don't rush. Sometimes when you get a bunch of questions that you think you don't know, it's easy to just keep clicking through and keep rushing. So please do not rush, but don't take too long on a question, okay? If you feel like you've been stuck on that question and that screen for too long, you might need to just take a guess and move on, okay? And that's something I kind of mentioned to your parents too. I told them, if possible, to come and check on you every now and then to make sure that you're still doing okay. All right, quickly, Vivian. Also, I can watch it from my screen. So if it tells me that you're going too fast, I may call home and say, uh-oh, you might want to check on Moises. The computer is telling me he's going too fast. Please tell him to take his time, okay? All right, so what should you do to prepare for this? If you see questions, you will see questions you won't know how to answer because you haven't learned them yet, and that's okay. Just choose the best one, move on, okay? All right. If you notice this, these are for Chromebooks. This right here is when you have to minimize your screen. This is for Chromebooks only. I don't think, only a few of you have a Chromebook, honestly. Select the Chrome, oh, I don't think you need that. All right, so logging in. Logging in is easy. So this is something I'll remind you to on Monday. How do I log in? Some of those pictures look exactly the same. All right, so we're gonna log in with Clever, okay? If you notice, kindergarten 1 and 2nd grade, we are going to sign in with our badge. Right here it says laptops sign in with Google, but we still have badges. Our badges are so much easier. So just do what you know to do. Clever, login badge, and then if you scroll down, there is a box with orange, green, and blue. That's iReady. That's the one you're going to click. Okay, this is what the icon looks like. And as soon as you log in, bam, this is what your screen is going to look like. Okay, focus, eyes on the screen. Thank you. Your screen's going to look like this, and it's going to say choose a subject. In the morning, when you're in Zoom with me, I will remind you which subject to click on, okay? So you got to do your best to try to remember. If you need to write it down on your dry erase board, you can. So you can come back and look and say, oh, Miss Granato said reading. Oh, Miss Granato said math, okay? And then you're going to click the subject that I tell you to, and then it's going to look like this. It's going to start, and it's going to read directions out to you. So it's going to be very important that you are in a quiet place and that you cannot hear anybody else except for the test. All right? All right, wake up, Sophia. We're almost done, sweetie. So make sure you can hear the directions. It will start talking to you right away. Okay, Amari, eyes on me. Okay. So this is going to be your little monster guide. All right, he's going to show you what you're doing. He's going to have you click the green button to start the test. Okay, it's a big green button, and I think it says reading diagnostic. Okay, all right. Next, they're going to show you a video. Okay, so you're going to watch the video with him, and then this little orange guy is going to pop up, and then he says to click on the button to watch the video, and then he's going to teach you about all the different things on iReady. All right. You have to click on all the things that he says before you can press the start button. Okay, you got to click on everything he says. But I'm not too worried. I know you guys can follow directions, right? Yeah, good. Once you start or resume your diagnostic tests, you're going to see questions like this, and they're going to pop up on your screen. Okay, it's going to ask you, are you working in your school building today? Are you going to say yes, or are you going to say no? Good job. Nobody should be working at Whitehead. So this box is incorrect. You're going to select no. All right. And then there will be a green button that will let you continue. All right. We don't have to worry about this because we're not in the school building. Okay. So we're going to click no and move on. All right. So these are some introduction videos. I'm not going to worry about that. Here are some tips, helpful tips. You ready? How can we first off, take your time and do not rush. Read each question and answer choice very carefully. And then most importantly, try your best. Remember, just like when we're at school or doing our lessons on Zoom, your teachers can't help you. Your family cannot help you. And I'm serious, your pets cannot help you. They can't give hints, they can't read words out to you, they can't point at anything, they can't write notes and hold it up to you, nothing at all. Because if they do
I
that,
can't talk.
yes, and absolutely they cannot talk. If you get help on this diagnostic test, do you think it's going to give me an honest answer of what you can do? Mm-mm. It's going to tell me what your pet knows. It's going to tell me what your dad knows, what your mom knows, what your aunt knows, what your grandma knows. I don't want to know what they know. I want to know what you know. Okay? All right. Then for math, you will need paper in order to show your work. Now, this is why it's important to always have your materials with you. I gave you all the materials at open house. I gave you a lot of paper, honestly. You also have a journal, okay? I saw some friends yesterday, they kind of used smaller sheets of paper for their spelling test. Try notebook paper so you have a lot more room, okay? Then for reading, there are going to be passages or short stories, okay? So read them carefully. And then before you click your answer, you see these two checks, check, check, because I want you to double check your work, okay? Sometimes when we're clicking too fast, we might accidentally click the wrong answer and we don't realize it. So before you move on, go back, reread, and say, okay, this is really my answer, okay? So check your work. So here's our plan. After the diagnostic, iReady is going to create a special report for me and your family. Okay, so that way you guys can look at your report together, figure out what you already know, what you need to know next, and then what your goals are. Okay, and then together that's what we're going to work on. The report looks a little bit like this. Okay, it looks like a lot of words, and it may not make sense to you yet, but it will. Okay, it's going to talk about the subject. It's going to talk about that it's just the diagnostic. It's going to show you where you are. You're going to be this little blue bar, and then it's going to show you some goals that we would like you to reach. Okay, and then it tells you kind of your grade level based on the questions that you have answered. Okay, and so you can kind of gauge where you are. And then it says, oh, this is my goal. All right, our class incentives. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a reward after you finish the whole diagnostic. So that means after you do the reading on Monday, the reading on Tuesday, the math on Wednesday, the math on Thursday, if I see on my computer that you finish the whole diagnostic, you're going to earn a special prize from me in the mail. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's going to come to you in the mail. Okay? So make sure, if for some reason you're moving, you better make sure I know your address. Okay? So I can mail you your reward. All right? So here's the reflection. To do my best on iReady, I will. Okay, what are some things you're going to do on the iReady test to make sure that you do your best? I need some ideas from my friends. Who remembers what were some of those tips that I told you to do? Maylee?